Well, here we are at a beautiful, expansive, lovely home, and joining us now is Greg. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm fine, thank you.
Good. This is the first time that we've been able to visit together, and I find you very delightful.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Tell us about this particular home.
This particular home, I purchased the property 3 years ago exactly, today actually.
Oh, congratulations.
Well, thank you. And hired Ryan Kesner to design the house. And we probably, because of COVID, it took a year to get up and running, permits and all that kind of thing. And we've been building the house. We finished the house about 3 or 4 months ago.
When did it dawn on you that this was the line of work you wanted to get into? How did that occur for you? What was your why?
Oh, well, it's a family history.
Okay.
I'm a chiropractor by profession. And my father was a car dealer, and they came out here and they developed land. What happened was we had lived in Cape Cod. We came out here and we wanted to live on the ocean, but it was too expensive. My parents bought 110 acres on what's called Mecox Bay out here in Bridgehampton. And they subdivided that, and then our home was, the goal was to have our home for free. And they actually made a few bucks. And
Interesting.
Continued development out here. My father was a car dealer, my mom continued the development.
So that's how you kind of learned that that was possible?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So when someone's in your line of work, what are the steps? You find land, or you find like a dilapidated home and you clear that out? Like, what are the opportunities for you?
Right, so out in the Hamptons out here now, to find a nice piece of land vacant is almost zero chance.
Okay.
So most of the good pieces of property have been developed, meaning they have houses on them. And so now everything's pretty much a knockdown. So I'll look at a piece of property, and I don't ever go in the house because I'm never looking at the house. I don't care what the house looks like. So I go in.
You're going to make your own.
It's just the property, and then I evaluate the neighborhood. I make the comment all the time, I'm Burger King, not McDonald's. Meaning I've found other houses like this one in the neighborhood that have sold for X amount of money. So now I have an idea what I have to do to be able to get that money, to be able to meet that goal. So McDonald's always did the research, and Burger King said thank you and moved across the street. So I wait for the market to find its spot, and then I
find an opportunity.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
So do you enjoy like the end result when the family actually goes into all of your like hard work and effort? Yes,
I do actually. That's a good question. No, I do enjoy that because I like to say I don't just build houses, I build homes. And it really is nice when you get invited back for maybe the housewarming, or you're in the neighborhood and the Mr. Jones asked you to come visit or something like that, and there are people living in the house. I did a subdivision about 10, 12 years ago, just north of the highway in Bridgehampton. And I drove by one Sunday, and it was very interesting. I saw the neighbors kind of just talking to each other in the front yards, and up the block there was some kids in them. I'm like, wow, this is pretty cool. Like, I did this. That's, so it was really heartwarming. When you build houses, it's not fun. It's arduous, and there's problems. And when you build at this level and this expense, there's bigger problems. To fix something isn't $1,000, it's $10,000. So it's arduous, and there's a lot of going into it. A lot of work, but it's nice the end result when somebody goes, oh, we love the house, Greg, this is great, thank you. I get that a lot, thank you. So
one of the things that I know that your company is known for is the fact that it's the infrastructure is also as important as the finishings.
Yes, yes.
And I believe that that's what makes your homes different, is the fact that you do pay attention to that.
Yes.
In terms of like, it's not just to the standards, it's above the standards.
Especially out here.
Okay.
You need to be above the standards. The gentleman and lady who are buying a $15 or $14 million home, this isn't their first home. They probably have something on Madison or Park Avenue. There's a place in Palm Beach or Aspen. So they know what they're looking for. They've had designers, they've had people critique their home. So they come in, they really come through the house with a fine-tooth comb. I just had people here last week, and they came a second time. They want to see the house staged, and they spent an hour here going through each room and making notes. This is what we like, this is what we don't like. So it's a different buyer. They just don't walk in and go, oh, we love it, we'll take it. It's
sophisticated.
They come back much more sophisticated. Right. And again, they're spending a lot of money. It's not just, not an impulse buy.
Correct. Lovely. And when I first walked in, I asked you, what do you like about this particular architect? Well, and what is it? What is that union of you guys working together?
Well, I think in any relationship, there has to be a chemistry. And oftentimes, you have busy relationships, there isn't a chemistry. With Ryan, we had a chemistry from the beginning. He was just starting off his own practice and had left the practice. where I had done some homes before, and they were very popular out here. And I've been doing it for a while, and when I met him, we just hit it off. It's just one of those things, I can't explain it. You just hit it off, and there's a mutual respect, like we talked about earlier, about personal business and stuff. And like I said, I have a family business. So when it comes to family stuff, everything's okay, you know? So again, it's probably chemistry is what really is the driving factor.
And I think that's probably where the buyers are going to be coming from, are people that are going to resonate with those good feelings and that trustability, that likability, and that loyalty, you know, and I think that's what,
I agree.
That's where there's the greatest match.
A lot of the times when I sell a house, the brokers say, oh, you should be in my business. And I always tell people who buy my houses, there's a leap of faith, right? There's a leap of faith that you're going to pay me, and there's a leap of faith that I'm going to live up to my word and deliver something that you want or expect, and that once you buy my home, that I come back and fix things, because there's always something.
Yeah, whether it's even like a light switch that doesn't work.
It's not a car, you're not putting it off the assembly line, but there's a leak here, or a light switch doesn't work there, or whatever. And you know, my reputation is that I come back and fix it. That's the important reputation. Because when they ask the brokers, they ask us, oh no, Konner comes back, he lives by his word, he lives down the block, that kind of thing.
He's our neighbor.
That makes a difference, it really does.
Lovely, it was lovely to visit with you.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you for inviting me to one of your homes.
Well,
and I look forward to seeing you again and again.
Thank you.
And stay tuned, because up next, we're talking to the architect. Well, joining us now is Ryan, and we're going to be talking to the architect for this home and many more. Welcome to the show. How are you, Ryan?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. So glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Now, you've worked with a lot of different clients. Why do you love working with Greg?
So Greg makes my life easy.
Beautiful.
He, you know, he'll come in and he'll say, hey, this is my lot. What can we build on it? We'll analyze it. We'll see what we could do. Then he says, I'm thinking about this style house. I'm like, okay, let's go. And then I have a formula that I use that brings me to the end result, and it relates to like the floor plan, the spaces, and stuff like that. So in the Hamptons, especially, you can't make mistakes. Otherwise, the home's just going to sit. And I've seen it plenty of times where, you know, you can't furnish a room because everybody wants natural light, right? So what do? They put windows everywhere. Okay, that's great. Where do you put your bed? Okay, like this house has a lot of windows on it, no doubt about it, but I have a spot for my bed. A lot of other times you'll go in there, you'll be like, okay, well, where does my TV go? Where does this go? And you can't find it. And it becomes a real detriment. Or what happens is, you know, there's certain components that go to the house, right? So the first most important thing is when you drive up to the house, it has to present well. If it doesn't present well, the person's leaving right away.
Curb appeal.
Curb appeal.
Gotta have
all about curb appeal. The next thing is when you open that door, what do you see? So normally we want to have the money shot, which is to the backyard. So you want to have the glass, the pool, you want to have your view, whatever it may be. Maybe it's water, maybe it's a farm, but always generally the pool and stuff like that. Then you need a nice kitchen like what we have back here. This beautiful, right?
Beautiful kitchen.
This is the next space that people look at that's super important.
So usually they go to the secondary bedroom and then to the primary.
Yes, so they'll go down. Yeah, the junior primary is generally downstairs, you know, and we're seeing more and more people putting their primary bedroom downstairs, and you know, it's
on the main level.
Yeah, older people are coming out, or you see them put in elevators to get up to the second floor.
Okay.
And then you know you go up to the second floor, and then you have the primary, which needs to really showcase itself
and have an ensuite, of course.
Everything's got to be ensuite. You can't build at this level not have an ensuite with walk-in closets. You know, one of my biggest pet peeves is when you have a room with so many doors in the way and you can't find a spot for your TV or your dresser. And I've seen it so many times. So we make sure that we know exactly where everything's going to go. You know, we don't want any issues in the field. We don't want to turn around and see that like, we missed that, right? We don't want that, you know, because some people are spending a lot of money.
Right.
You know, on the low end, I'm probably 3 to 5 million. On the high end, I'm 50 retail. It's a lot of money. And when you get to like the 50s, there's only a handful of people that can afford that.
Right. You got to make it count.
You got to make
sure it perfect.
You got to make it perfect, and you got to make sure when they walk through that door that they love everything about it.
What do you love best about your job?
Making dreams come true.
Okay.
All right. So you get somebody that says, "Hey, you know, I want to build a house," and it might be a builder, it might be a client, it might be anybody. and they say, you know what, this is what I'm thinking, this is how big, and they give you a picture, and you're like, okay, no problem. You know, and that's really cool. And then when they turn around, they tell you, you know what, we love this. This is so awesome. You know, we love this house, and that is the most satisfying thing.
And this is lovely. This has a lot of nice outdoor space as well.
Yeah.
Right? And when you planned the house, did you plan for that? Did you plan for that outdoor kitchen and, you know?
Well, so we wanted an entertainer's house here,
Okay.
right? So
Okay.
most of the homes out here of this scale, they're party homes. So they're out here for the summer, sometimes they're rented, things like that. So we're always thinking about, in Bridgehampton Watermill especially, that these are summer homes. They're things that people are gonna want. They're gonna want these big living spaces. They're gonna want these grand kitchens and stuff like that. You know, when you get to other areas, like let's say like West Hampton or Sag Harbor, it's a little bit more family where they're looking to plant their roots in, because the school systems are outstanding up there. You know, so there are different things that you do for different areas and things like that.
So now tell us about how the structure and the finishings go together. Do you also work with the person doing the finishings? Kind of have a communication with them and say,
sometimes,
okay,
yeah.
I'm going to build this, but I'd like it to be trimmed out.
So while I'm designing these, I'm also thinking about structurally, like, look, I want to make sure that this works, and I want to make this as easy as possible.
Okay.
So a lot of times what I do is I try to get all the structure to the outside walls. That way, if you want to change something on the inside, it's not a big deal. Like this wall behind us isn't load bearing. That beam goes right across.
Oh, interesting.
Same thing
Okay.
with that over there. That goes right across. So you have
Right.
that ability, you know, if you want to start to divide stuff up.
What are the other special moments of this house?
I think the primary bedroom is a special place. You know, it's big. It's got his and hers baths. It's got tremendous closets and things like that. And the house just flows terrific, and the outdoor area is phenomenal. So.
It has good energy, and I can always tell about a home through the threshold. The second I walk through the threshold of a place, I can almost feel its aura and its energy. So whoever gets to move in here, they're going to be very, very happy.
I hope they are.
Yeah,
I hope they
it's
are.
It's a good space.
Yeah, it's been a privilege, and how lucky am I? I get to come out here and. You know, I mean, I live in mid-Suffolk, but I get to come out to the Hamptons and play, so it's
make it
pretty
happen.
awesome.
You're
Yeah,
making it happen.
Pretty awesome.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Stay tuned for more. We've been living it up right here, from our home to your home. And whoever the future owner is going to be, congratulations, and we wish you the best.